album, 20 number ones, is out now. Hey, Thomas Rhett. Morning, buddy.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. I was talking about the word mama or mama, or in the South, there are a lot of different. I called mine grandma. And so when you and Morgan wrote this song, you also had Matt Dragstrom and Chase McGill with you. But when you wrote this song, did you guys have a talk on what you called your mima? There's just so many names for it. How did you just both call her mama?
Dude, honestly, we were writing a whole different song, and then he got a phone call from his grandmother. And that's what you hear in the opening of the song. And he called her Mama, and he got back to the computer. We were writing on Zoom. This was like back in 2020. And I said, man, I didn't know you had a Mama. And he said, yeah, she lives in Knoxville. And I said, man, I've got a Mama too, and she lives in Knoxville. And all of a sudden, it kind of clicked, and then we just started writing Mama's house about both of our grandparents. So.
What would have been really cool is if it was the same Mama in Knoxville, and then you had to do one of those tests.
The same grandmother.
And now all of a sudden you're brothers. You had no idea. That's the story right there. But
that would have been so wild.
You both called your grandmother Mama.
Mama, yeah.
Did you call your other, if she was alive, your other grandma a different name to differentiate which grandmother you're talking about?
Yeah, I've got a Mama and a Papaw that live in Nashville now, and I've got a Mammy and a Buzz.
Yeah, okay.
Mammy, yeah.
Where's Buzz's song?
You have a Buzz
Buzz
too?
needs a song.
You know what I mean? Buzz is just sitting chilling, dudes.
That's right.
When I saw that you guys were putting out the song before I heard it, I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder if they both called one of their grandmothers Mamaw, because in the South we have so many names for our grandparents.
Sure. Yeah, my grandma in Alabama was Meemaw.
Okay.
And then, let's see, Jelly Roll was in the other day, and he told me Mammy.
Mm-hmm.
Mammy. So, I mean, everyone has a different thing.
Eddie, Mexicans?
Abuelita.
But you call them that?
Yeah, they were both abuelita or abuela.
Abuelita.
Yeah.
There we go, Thomas. That's great, yeah.
Sounded good.
He said the accent, so all of a sudden he's...
Abuelita.
Yeah. Why did you guys wait so long to put the song out?
Man, it just kind of never made sense until now, because I recorded it after Side A came out, and then it didn't feel right to put on where we started, and then it kind of just became this song that drifted no man's land for a while that we kind of both forgot about, to be honest with you. And then it wasn't until this 20 number ones project was coming out, me and Morgan started kind of reigniting our love for this song, because I guess he had played it at a hunting camp with a few of my buddies too, and I started getting texts like, hey, why'd y'all never put this song out? And I was like, I don't really know. And all of a sudden we were like, we should put this out, and kind of landed on, attaching it to this project, and so better late than never, I guess.
Hey, what happened at your show? I was out of town, but I saw that you had to stop the show because the guy got sick or something happened in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, it was on Saturday night, and we had maybe 5 minutes left in the show. We were just finishing Craving You, and I noticed like a lot of commotion and like panic in the pit, like maybe 8 or 9 rows back. And so we stopped the show and went over there, and there was a guy that had passed out, and I think it had something to do with his heart. But dude, it was wild. I've never had to stop the show for something like that before, and started asking if there was any doctors in the house, and man, doctors started hopping fences and coming down steps, and the EMTs were coming out of everywhere. And so I'm just so glad that there were so many people in the room that knew what they were doing, because they got him out of that room really fast. And
I'd have been surprised how many doctors came to my show. I'd have been like, doctors like me?
Like, wow.
That's what I would have taken out of it. I'd have been like, holy crap.
Yeah. At what point do you decide to resume singing?
Yeah, that was there wasn't many ways to handle that situation. It was like you either just walk off stage or you address like what happened, because there was a lot of people in the room that were looking down there but couldn't tell what was happening, And my wife, came over to me and she was like, hey, you should lead a prayer over the arena. And so we were waiting for Terry to get into the ambulance, and then we started praying over him. And I actually got to talk to Terry on the phone last night, him and his wife both, as they were driving back to Ohio. Super sweet guy, and really just glad to hear that he is doing okay, and got to make a new friend. So
with only 5 minutes left of the show, I almost feel like that's like your Uber driver getting pulled over when you can see the house you're going to. Like he's like, I'm just going to get out and walk to the house. You take care of this.
Right.
With only 5 minutes left, though, and you're going to go back and play, do you play a little longer so you don't get everybody hyped up for just a few more minutes, or do you just go, well,
man? Yeah, I didn't really know what to do. We had like 2 songs left in the show, and I got back on the microphone and I said, hey, we only had a couple songs left anyway, so I'm just going to play one. in honor of Terry, and then we're going to get out of here because, I mean, we sat there for probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, without anybody know what was happening. So it was kind of just a weird moment of like, do you kind of like reignite this show, or do you play one and go home? You know what I'm saying?
Was the song that you played in honor of Terry like specifically for Terry, or just the one you had up next? And you're like, we're going to do it anyway in Terry's honor. Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, the next song we had up in the hopper was "What's Your Country Song," and yeah, I mean, we were just going to sing that one, and it just kind of came out of the microphone and said, we're going to do this one for Terry, so y'all sing it loud for him. So
I might have pivoted. One time I was doing a show, and I didn't know this. Still haunts me to this day.
Yeah.
There was a lady who said, and she had called the show, and she had said, it's on my bucket list to meet you, but she had cancer. And she was like,
Right.
I'm coming to the show, and I was doing comedy, and Eddie and I were playing some songs, and I was like, hey, guys, and I called her up on stage, and I was like, it's so great to meet you. She had a sign, the whole thing. And we just I was like, hey, why don't we just slow dance to a song? I thought it'd be fun to dance on stage with her. It's so stupid. And so I'm so stupid. I'm embarrassed. I'm cringing saying this. And so I'm like, just play the next song on the list. And so Eddie goes, okay. And so the band starts into Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. So I said, oh my God.
That was not good.
And I finished, and I don't think she thought anything about it, but we danced, and I was like, you had a great moment. I didn't think anything about the song. And then I get on the bus, afterward, and I'm like, to Eddie, I'm like, I'm the biggest idiot. Oh my God. And he's like, I don't think people took it, but I think about that. At least, I think about that more in the Roman Empire.
And you think about that a lot.
And I think, yeah. But that was the wrong song to
That's the
dedicate.
first thing I thought of.
I know, it was bad.
Yeah, you never know what to do with those situations, man. I think you just have to kind of do what comes naturally the next, and hope that everybody takes it the right way.
Not me. I don't do it naturally to me because that was not the good thing to do. How's everything? So what's the deal? It looks like you're just killing these live shows. Like what's happening? Are you more next year?
Man, we're doing quite a few less next year, actually. I mean, this year was long, dude. We started in February and just wrapped. Like, we've been to Canada, we've been to Europe, we did most of North America. So we're doing like 20 or 30 shows next year, but hoping for a really big 2025.
I have a friend who is in music and is pretty successful and took the whole year off this year. He's like, I need a mental health break because he's really struggling with being on the road all the time. And he's like, and I was like, wow, that is quite the commitment. And he's like, it doesn't matter. I can't do momentum. Got to just take a break because I'm going. Just having kids, having a home life, and then touring like you do, got to be. It's an awesome life. Do not get me wrong. It's an awesome life, and you deserve every bit of it. Sure. But it is a struggle to always be moving, right?
It is, man. Like, my wife and I talked about it a lot before I decided to take a light year next year because I've never had a light year. Like, I mean, I've been doing this since I was 21. I mean, and in those days, we were playing 250 plus shows a year, and so. Like, this year we did about 75, and it doesn't seem like a lot compared to 250, but it was just, I think my kids just needed me home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to kind of be dad and, like, take them to school, pick them up from school, and kind of have a light year and pick up again in 2025. So I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm also excited about it. So
Mama's House out with Morgan Wallen, 20 number ones out with Thomas Rhett. Just wrapped up the big tour in Nashville, did the shows. I had a couple friends like, this show is so good. I was like, yeah, no crap. I told you. he's awesome. He's got tons of energy, but he does like the really country stuff. He does the sad, the happy. Just great. Tom, TR, good to see you, buddy. Good to talk to you. And then I guess I can't see you, but when I'm talking to him, I feel like I'm looking at him. Yeah. Hope you have a good rest of the week, man. Talk to you soon.
Likewise, buddy.
All right, see you, buddy.
Later.